All right, in this section, we are going to talk about what a polar equation and some graphs look like. So in order to figure out what a polar equation and a polar graph looks like, we should talk about a polar coordinate system. So polar coordinate system, okay? It's a little different than what we've been dealing with, which has been the Cartesian coordinate system. Okay. Sometimes this is also referred to as the rectangular. Oops, spelled that wrong. The rectangular coordinate system. Okay, so that's just another name for it. Coordinates in the Cartesian are just your x and y, right? In a polar system, it's your r and your theta. Right? So x is always your horizontal distance, your y is your vertical distance. So for r, we'll talk about what our r and our theta are. So our r is your distance from O to P, right? And then if negative, it goes in the opposite direction. I'll draw a picture of what I'm talking about here. And then theta, hopefully you guessed this, this is your angle. So your directed angle. And we can say that this is either in radians or degrees, depending on what we want to talk about. Okay, so what do I mean by the distance from O to P? So if I just drew a little picture, right? So let's just draw an x-axis, y-axis, and let's just say we have a point P right here. So if I drew my ray, okay, if I drew my ray starting at my origin, and my origin is our O, right? So if we think about this, a polar axis is really just a ray, right? So just a ray, and technically the point that you start at, right? This is called the pole, right? It's the base point. Not that we have to remember this, but it's important. So how do I get to this point, right? So this point is really r comma theta. But if you think about it, we have used this point where it's been on the, we've called this the x, we called this the y, we've made this a using the Pythagorean theorem, and then this was always our r. So this is just another r, no, sorry, not r, x comma y point. Okay, so these two are interchangeable, but we write it in a different way. Our theta is our direction, so our theta is this angle right here. So what happens if we're going in the opposite direction? So that means that, say this was 45 degrees, right? So in the opposite direction would be in the third quadrant, which means it'd be the 225 degrees. So it'd be going in the opposite direction right here. So this is what the negative r would look like. And so the point would still be right here. So it'd be negative r comma theta. So the degree is still the same, but r just means you're going in the opposite direction. Okay. What do these kind of graphs look like? How do we graph them? Right, well, we do have two separate graphs, right? So here's an example of our original one, right? This is our Cartesian, right? And then this is our polar. Now, Cartesian, right, have coordinates that are unique. So coordinates are unique, meaning if I wanted to plot the point 4 comma 3, right? I'm going to go to my origin, start at my origin, and I'm going to go over 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'm going to go up 3, 1, 2, 3. So this point right here is 4, 3. I cannot label it any other point, okay? With polar coordinates, right, these are not unique, meaning we might have multiple ways to write the same point. Okay. So what do I mean by that? So say I want to write this point right here. Okay. This point, notice that we have circles. So our circles indicate our radius. So each circle equals 1 radius of a circle, right? And again, I'll make this look like our unit circle in just a second. So technically this point that I just drew is, my R would be 1, 2, 3, 4. So it'd be 4. And then my theta would be 30 degrees. Okay. So how can I say that this point is, how can I write this point the same? I just realized I wrote, instead of an R, I should write 4. So 4, comma 30. Well, what happens if I went around this circle? So I went around 180 and then another 180 and I got to 360 and added another 30 degrees. This point would then be 4, comma 390. Okay? So again, notice that I have two ways to write this one point. Okay? So that's just what that means when I say that it's not unique. Okay? Now, we've actually been dealing with polar coordinates and things like that since the very beginning because it all has to do with our unit circle. Okay? So our unit circle, if we notice, was always a radius of 1. So these technically are our Cartesian coordinates. And then the polar coordinates that go with this would be my R, so it'd be 1, and then my 30 degrees. Okay, this would be 1 and 45 degrees. This would be 1, 60 degrees. Or again, we can switch to radians. So this would be 1 comma pi over 2. So again, if we can remember that we've already started thinking about polar coordinates when we first started to use our unit circle, this section will be a little bit easier. Okay. Now, you're also going to find this a little bit more challenging to draw. So I definitely recommend either printing out the polar graphs that I have uploaded to my website or kind of drawing your own, right? So you're just drawing concentric circles, so circles within a circle, and then you're drawing to the best of your ability your 0, 30, 45, 60, and 90 degrees, and then obviously the other, all the other angles for your unit circle. So again, go ahead and pause the video. Make sure that you have some sort of way to graph these, because we're going to start plotting points, so to speak. Okay, so hopefully you have some sort of graph paper. So what we want to do is we are going to do the following things. We are going to plot the points, so plot each point. Okay, and then we're going to give two other pairs of polar coordinates for the point. Okay, if it's in radians, so if point is in radians, then the other two should be as well. So what I don't want is, for example, if I say the point that we're going to draw is 1 comma 90 degrees, and then you write out your next point as 1 comma pi over 2. Okay. Yes, technically these are different, but if we started out with degrees, we want to continue with degrees. So this is what I don't want. So this is what I don't want, is this. Okay. So here's our first example. So let's start off with an easy one. Okay. So this will be, the point will be 1 comma pi over 3. Okay. And for our sake of our, each circle represents one radius. You can always say one circle represents half of a radius, right? So we're just going to say each circle equals 1 radius. Okay, so if I were to plot pi over 3, so pi over 3, so that would be this line right here, and 1, meaning that I would go up 1. Okay, so there's my point. I have plotted it. Okay, I want another point. So what I could do is I could be like, all right, if I'm going to go around the whole unit circle, so I can say pi over 2 plus, or sorry, pi over 3 plus 2 pi, or aka pi over 3 plus 6 pi over 3. That means that another point would be 1 comma 7 pi over 3. So again, I just went around the whole circle and then added another pi over 3. Now I kind of want to use the negative r value. Okay, so if I think about this, okay, if I want it to be on this line, okay, then this line would also be this 4 pi over 3 line. But I don't want to go towards 4 pi over 3. I want to go away from 4 pi over 3. So another point I could say is I could say -1 comma 4 pi over 3. So again, I'm going towards 4 pi over 3, right, in the direction for the angle, but then I don't want to go towards the actual line. I want to go away from it. So again, I get to this point right here. So again, here's my 2 points, 1 and 2. Okay, let's try another one. Let's make it easy. 1. So I'm going to go ahead and erase what I don't want over here. So actually, I wonder if I can make it bigger. There we go. Get rid of that. So here's the point. Let's draw. Let's say -3 comma pi. So I'll keep it with radians for just a second. Okay, so where is pi? So pi is on this line right here, and but I don't want to go towards pi. I want to go away from pi, so that means I'm going to go away 3 units. So 1, 2, 3. So that point would be right there. What's another way to write this point? Well, it's on the 0 radians line, so I can just write +3 because I want to go towards it, and then I'm going to write 0. It's also on the 2 pi line, so I could just say 3 comma 2 pi. So again, different ways that I can write it. Let's try one more. So let's do green this time. So let's do it in degrees this time. So let's say 2 comma 45 degrees. So 45 degrees is this line right here. Okay, and then 2 goes towards it, so 1, 2. That point would be right there. Okay, what would be another good point? If we just add the 360 with the 45, again, I can go towards it, so this would be 2 comma 405. Okay, so that's a good one. It's on the same line as this guy, so this could be 225, but instead of going towards 225, I want to go away from it. So again, -2 comma 225. It's another way to write it. We can also use negative degrees. I just realized we never did that. So we think about it, 45, this would be 315. So if I go -315, so 2 comma -315, again, that takes us right back to the same position. So we can use a lot of different combos to write these out. Okay, we're going to try in the next video how we can actually write these points as the rectangular or the Cartesian X and Y coordinates. So how can we kind of put those two together?